Hello students. So in this lecture we will see a new topic, that is capacitance and capacitor. Okay. So my first question is, have you seen this capacitor anywhere? Have you seen? Yes, it is a kind of battery which is rechargeable. Okay. So what is this capacitance and capacitor? First thing, capacitance. Capacitance of a conductor is the measure of ability to hold charge. Okay, this is known as capacitance. Okay, if you take any conductor and put charges on that conductor, then its potential will increase. Okay, suppose take any spherical conductor, okay, and its radius is suppose r. Okay, now you are placing charge, suppose plus charge. So if you place charge and its value is suppose q, what will be the potential? K q by r. Okay, if you place 2q charge, what will be the potential? K 2q by r. Okay, so in this way, as you place charges on the conductor, its potential will increase. Potential is increasing here, this one, then this, again 3q, then k 3q by r. So in this way, potential will increase as we place more and more charges on this conductor. Okay, so there is a theory that potential on a conductor increases directly with the amount of charges. Okay, so potential V is directly proportional to the amount of charges. Okay, so if we remove proportionality sign, then it will be Q equal to C into V. This is an important relation for capacitance. Here Q is the charge, V is potential of that conductor, and C is capacitance. Okay, C is a new physical quantity, that is capacitance. Okay, now capacitance is a scalar quantity. Okay, capacitance is a scalar quantity. Okay, now from this equation you can find the unit of capacitance, you can find the dimension of capacitance. Okay, so first, unit of capacitance. Unit, what will be its unit? Unit is C equal to Q by V. Okay, we can write C equal to Q by V. Q means coulomb, V means volt, so unit will be coulomb by volt. Okay, coulomb by volt, and it is known as farad. Okay, it is known as farad. So farad is the SI unit of capacitance of a conductor. Okay, now dimension, this is very important question. Dimension, what will be the dimension of capacitance? So dimension of C means dimension of Q by dimension of V. So here we can write dimension of Q by dimension of V. Q means charge, charge means what? Current into time. So it will be I into T, I into T. Okay, and dimension of potential, potential means what? Work done per unit charge. Okay, work done per unit charge. So it will be work done means m L square T minus 2 by charge means I into T. Okay, take all these quantities in the numerator, take all these quantities in the numerator, you will get this kind of thing. In the numerator, I into T is there, into, it will be IT will go up, so I into T by m L square T minus 2. Okay, then take this part in the numerator, it will be this, m goes up, so m inverse. Okay, then L goes up, L minus 2, then T square minus 2 goes up, then it will be square, here one T, here another T, so T to the power 4. Okay, then I, it will be I square. Okay, so this is the dimension of capacitance. So I am writing it here, m inverse L minus 2 T 4 I square. Okay, understand? So in this way you have to find the dimension of capacitance. This is also very important question. Find the dimension of capacitance, or what will be the dimension of capacitance. Okay, so from this equation we can calculate these parts, unit and dimension. Okay, now come to this equation. If we place more and more charges, potential will increase accordingly. Okay, using this equation, more charges means more potential. So theoretically, if we can place infinite amount of charge, then there will be infinite amount of potential of that conductor, right? So I am erasing this part. So theory tells that that means this equation tells that if a large amount of charge is placed on the conductor, potential will also be large, right? Directly proportional. But practically or experimentally what happens? Practically we cannot put infinite amount of charges on any conductor. What happens then if we put infinite amount of charges? If we put infinite amount of charges, then potential will be so large. And it will ionize the surrounding medium. Okay, it will ionize the surrounding medium and charges will leak to the surrounding medium, and hence the potential of the conductor will decrease. Okay, so practically we cannot put a large amount of charge What happens if we put large amount of charge? What happens? First, potential will be so high that it ionizes the surrounding medium and charges will leak and hence the potential will decrease. Okay, potential will decrease. So this is theoretically and this is experimentally or practically. Okay. Now on which factor this capacitance of any conductor depends on, and on which factor it does not depend on. So I am erasing this part. So C does not depend on which factor? First point, the amount of charge placed on it. Okay, on that amount of charge C does not depend. Second, the potential difference across that conductor, C does not depend. Third, the material or thickness of the conductor. Okay, so on these factors C does not depend. As we proceed, you can understand that C does not depend on this factor. We will derive many quantities so that you can understand it. C does not depend on charge, C does not depend on potential difference, C does not depend on the material or thickness. Okay, and on which factor C depends on them. So C depends on which factor C depends? First point, shape and size of the conductor. Okay. Second point, the surrounding medium. And third point, the presence of another conductor. Okay, on these three factors C depends on. Again I am telling you can understand C depends on these three factors as we proceed on. As we derive few quantities, as we derive the values of C for different kinds of material, then you can automatically understand that C depends on this, depends on surrounding medium, and depends on the presence of another conductor. So these are few points. Okay, understand. Now come to the capacitance of this kind of conductor, spherical conductor. Okay, I am erasing this part. Next point, capacitance of spherical conductor. Okay, capacitance on spherical conductor. Okay, so here how will you derive it? Just two or three lines derivation, very easy. So first, suppose I put here Q amount of charge on this conductor. So what will happen? Its potential will increase. Okay, so after putting Q amount of charge on this conductor, spherical conductor of radius r, what will be its potential? What is the formula of potential for this conductor on its surface? So potential V equal to what? Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r, or you can write K Q by r. Okay, Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r. Okay. Now what is the formula of capacitance? Use that relation, first relation, Q equal to CV. So C equal to Q by V. Okay, so Q by V. So from this equation, first cross product this. So from first equation, what we can write? 4 pi epsilon 0 r into V equal to Q. Now we have to find Q by V. So Q by V, then 4 pi epsilon 0 r. So Q by V equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 r. Now Q by V equal to what? From this equation, Q by V equal to what? C. So C equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 r. Okay, so C equal to what? 4 pi epsilon 0 r. Here you can see that epsilon 0 is present. Epsilon 0 means free space permittivity. Okay, so C depends on the space, or C depends on the medium surrounding that conductor. From this we can tell C is directly proportional to the radius of the conductor. Okay, this is the derivation. C is directly proportional to the radius of the conductor. C equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 r. It is the formula of capacitance of a spherical conductor in SI system. Okay, in CGS system C is equal to R only. Okay, in a CGS system C equal to R. Okay, in SI system C equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 r. Okay, this is the derivation, small derivation, very easy derivation. Next, I am giving one numerical related to this formula. Okay, I am erasing this part then. So what we got? C equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 r. Okay, the question is assuming the earth as an isolated spherical conductor of radius 6400 kilometer. Okay, calculate its capacitance in farad. Okay, so how will you calculate? Here radius is given and it is a spherical conductor. So just the application of this formula. So C of earth will be what? 4 pi epsilon 0 r. That means 4 pi epsilon 0, value of 4 pi epsilon 0 what? We know that 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. Then only 4 pi epsilon 0 is what? 1 by 9 into 10 to the power 9. So 1 by 9 into 10 to the power 9 into r. R means 6400. This is in kilometer, convert it into meter, so 10 to the power 3. Okay, kilometer to meter, 10 to the power 3. All are in SI system, so unit will be farad. Okay, unit will be farad. Now calculate it. If you calculate it, you will get the value 7.13 into 10 to the power minus 4 farad. Okay, just calculate it. Okay, if the question is calculate its capacitance in microfarad, then multiply 7.13 into 100 into 10 to the power minus 4 by 100. This much farad. Okay, now it will be 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, it will be 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, and this bracketed term will be 7.13 into 100, that means 713. 10 to the power minus 6, that means micro. So remove this part and write microfarad. Okay, understand? Very easy problem. Okay, I am erasing. Okay, our next part is capacitor now. Okay, what is capacitor? Capacitor is a system of two conductors, okay, placed very near to each other, separated by some distance, and we place any dielectric medium in between them. Okay, suppose I am taking here this kind of capacitor. This is a plate, so another plate is there. Two plates, okay, are kept very close to each other. Two conductors are placed very close to each other. Okay, that means the separation between them is very small. Okay, and in between them we place any dielectric medium. Okay, it may be free space or it may be any other medium. Okay, then and we place on one conductor plus charge. Okay, take it plus q, and on the other conductor the same amount of minus charge, that is minus q. Okay, due to this there will be a potential difference between two conductors, that is suppose V is the potential difference between two conductors. Okay, and they are separated by some distance d. Okay, and this region is very small compared to this area of the plates. Okay, then in between them there will be a uniform electric field region. As this separation is very small, then this electric field region will be uniform. Okay, uniform electric field will act from plus to minus. Okay, and the relation between E, V and D will be E equal to V by D. Okay, this is uniform field region, so relation between E and V is equal to V by the separation between the plates. Okay, this thing we will use after some time. Okay, in one derivation, then you will understand that why we have taken here uniform electric field. Okay, as the separation is very small, it will be uniform electric field. Okay, and this system can store lots of amount of charge. Okay, and as we can store an amount of charge, so electrical energy can be stored in this small system. a lots of energy, lots of electrical energy can be stored in this small system. Okay, so these are the few terms. E is uniform, but that is equal to V by D, and charge of the capacitor is taken as Q, but total charge of the capacitor is plus Q and minus Q equal to 0. Total charge will be 0. Okay, but if it is asked that what is the amount of charge of any capacitor, it is plus Q. Okay, so this is a small part I am discussing here. As we will derive few quantity, then you will automatically understand why I am telling these things. Okay, now come to the theory of capacitance. Okay, theory of capacitance of a capacitor. Okay, so this theory tells that capacitance of any conductor can be increased by reducing the potential difference between that conductors, keeping charge constant. Okay, here the relation Q equal to CV. So C equal to what? C equal to Q by V. If we decrease this potential difference between two plates or two conductors, then capacitance can be increased. This is the principle of capacitance, you can tell. Okay, principle of capacitance. So C can be increased by reducing the potential difference between the conductors, keeping charge constant. Okay, so if you take any plate, suppose one plate you are taking. Okay, this is suppose M plate. Okay, and suppose you have placed plus charges. Okay, now a potential will be generated due to these charges on this conductor, that will be C equal to Q by V. Okay, now I am bringing another similar conductor. Okay, then what will happen? Due to this plus charge, on this side negative charges will be induced, and on this side positive charges will be induced. So negative, okay, and here positive charges. Okay. Now what will be the potential on this conductor? Now the potential V prime will be potential due to this charge, that is V, then potential due to this charge, that is plus V minus, and then potential due to this charge, that is plus V plus. Okay. Now look at these two things. These negative charges are near to this conductor and positive charges are far from the conductor. Okay, so potential due to negative charge will affect this conductor more. Okay, so V minus will be greater than V plus. This is negative potential, that means with minus sign. So V prime will be less than V. V prime will be less than V. So V prime decreases. That means C prime equal to Q by V prime. Q is constant here. Okay, Q is not changing here. So now V prime is less. So we can tell C prime is greater than C. So C prime is increasing, keeping charge constant. Okay, so by reducing potential. Okay, another thing I am doing, then capacitance will again increase. I am grounding this part, only this side. Then what will happen? This plus charge will go away. Okay, there will be no plus charge. Okay, no plus charge because it is grounded. Okay, no plus charge. So only minus charges will be there due to this induction. Okay, so then potential will be V double prime equal to V plus V minus. Okay, potential due to this charge plus potential due to minus charge. Okay, there is no, this term V plus is absent here. Okay, so here V minus is negative, that means V double prime will be more less than V prime. Okay, and if you put it here, then C double prime will be more than C prime. Okay, so this is our principle of capacitance. It is, if we decrease the potential or potential difference, keeping the charge constant, then capacitance of that conductor will increase. Okay, Understand this part. Just remember here the principle capacitance of a conductor can be increased by reducing the potential difference, keeping charge constant. Okay, this is the principle. Okay, clear. Next we will do one derivation that I have told that capacitor stores energy, electrical energy. So we will derive how much energy can be stored in a capacitor when it is charged by a potential difference V. Okay, and the amount of charge is Q, final amount of charge is Q. So next part is electrical energy stored in a capacitor. What will be the electrical energy stored in a capacitor? What will be its value? That means suppose you are charging your mobile, you are charging your laptop, then it will show that 10% is charged, then 20%, 30%, 50%, 90%, and then 100. Okay, 100% means fully charged. Okay, so here what happens, the amount of charge increases in the battery, and also another thing is there, that the battery is heated up at the same time. That means there is a loss of energy. Okay, we will see this how we can derive that. So I am taking one capacitor is drawn like this, two parallel and equal lines. Okay, and battery means two parallel but unequal lines. This is plus, this is minus. Okay, so on this plate positive charges will accumulate, and on this plate negative charges will accumulate. Okay, suppose the capacitance is C. Okay, so how will you derive the electrical energy stored? Okay, so this charging is a continuous process. Okay, there is no discrete process, it is a continuous process. Continuously charge is going through this wire, and here it is depositing. Okay, it is a continuous process. Continuous process means first we will take a small value, then we will integrate it. Okay, so suppose initial value of charge on the capacitor is 0. Okay, initial Qi equal to 0, and Qa final charge equal to capital Q. Okay, this is our limit, initial limit and final limit. Okay, and the value of potential of this battery is suppose V. Okay, and at any time, first I am taking at any time. At any time, the potential across this capacitor is V. Okay, so at any time, potential across the capacitor equal to V. Okay, now if the potential across the capacitor is V, then what will be the charge then? Then charge Q will be C into V. Okay, at that time charge on the capacitor equal to C into V. Okay, so here positive charges are there. Now suppose that battery is sending a small amount of charge, that is dq, plus this is dq. Okay, it is going to this plate. Then what will happen? This is positive charge, this plate is also positively charged. Positive will repel, so this plate will repel this charge. Okay, but this charge will accumulate on this plate. So there is an external work. Who is doing the work? Here the battery is doing that work. Okay, battery is doing that work on this charge to deposit that charge on this plate. Okay, that external work done will be converted into electrical energy of this capacitor. Okay, the energy of this battery will lose, and that equal amount of energy will be stored here. Okay, but not all the energy will be stored here. There will be some energy lost due to heat. Okay, So first the work done on this dq charge, that I am writing dw. Work done is what? Work done is potential into charge, w equal to q into v. Okay, so q here dq and v here v, so v dq. Okay, now in place of v is not a constant, v is changing continuously, so in place of v I will put q by c, so q by c dq. Okay, find v from this part, that is v equal to q by c, and put it here. Then total work done for charging it from 0 to infinity. What will be the total work done? W. Total work done means here integration. Lower limit 0, upper limit q. Q by c dq. Okay, now c is constant, so 1 by c comes out. Integration 0 to q dq. Now what is the integration of q dq? Q dq integration like integration x dx. What will be the integration? Integration is q square by 2, there x square by 2. So it will be 1 by c q square by 2, lower limit 0, upper limit q. Okay, now put first the upper limit, then minus lower limit. Upper limit is what? Capital Q. So capital Q square by 2 minus 0. 0 square by 2 0. Okay, so we do not q square by 2 minus 0 will be q square by 2. Okay, I am erasing this part, so it will be q square by 2. Okay, so this work done, that means this value q square by 2c will be stored inside this capacitor as an electrical energy. So electrical energy E stored in the capacitor will be q square by 2c. Okay, q square by 2c. Now this is one formula. We can get another two formulas from this quantity and using this equation. Okay, now at the end, what will be the value? Suppose the potential is V at the end. At the end the potential is V. So Q equal to C into V. So we will use these two equations and we can find another two relations of electrical energy stored. So we can write it E equal to, in place of Q, put C into V. So it will be C square V square by 2C. So 1 by 2C, then C square into V square. C cancel out. Okay, then it will be half C V square. So it will be half C V square. This is another relation. Okay, another relation, E equal to half E into CV. Okay, in place of CV we can put Q. Okay, in place of CV we can put Q. So it will be half V into Q. This is another relation. So these are the three relations. Okay, in different situations we will use different equations. Okay, so after doing this derivation you can come up to this point. Okay, suppose in question it is asked find the electrical energy stored is half CV square. Then using this relation and this relation you can find this one. Okay, now this is the derivation you have to practice. This is the important part. So E equal to half into V into Q. I am taking this one and then I am giving few conclusion. Okay, so energy stored in the capacitor is half VQ. So we can write E equal to half V into Q. Okay, now look at here. If the potential of the battery is V, okay, and at the end of completely charged of this capacitor, that means 100% charge, okay, then energy stored is this much. Okay, but energy spent by the battery, what will be the energy spent by the battery? That will be V into total charge, that is Q. Okay, energy spent by the battery. So energy spent by the battery, that will be Q into V, and this is energy stored inside the capacitor. Okay, energy stored inside the capacitor. Then the rest part, that means QV minus half QV, remaining part is half QV. So where that energy will go? Where that energy will go? That energy will convert into heat energy. Okay, that energy will convert into heat energy. For that reason, the battery is heated up. Battery of laptop or mobile phone or camera, whatever, battery will heat up. Okay, so we can write that energy spent by battery, okay, this battery is equal to electrical energy stored in capacitor C plus energy lost in heating the capacitor. Okay, so total energy spent by the battery equal to this plus this. Okay, now come to one or two simple points. I am erasing this part. Suppose you have taken any capacitor. You have taken any capacitor and that capacitor is grounded. Okay, this is, I have taken here spherical conductor. You can take any capacitor. So it is grounded. For grounded capacitor, what is the potential? V equal to 0. Okay, that we had seen in the last part, that is dielectric and conductors. V equal to 0 for grounded grounded conductor. Okay, and we know that Q equal to C into V. Okay, then C will be capacitance of this conductor equal to Q by V. Okay, now if you place some charges on this conductor, then Q is present there. So Q by, as it is grounded, then V will be 0. So Q by V is infinity. So capacitance of a grounded conductor, of any grounded conductor, is infinity. Okay, it can hold any amount of charge, lots of amount of charge. This type of conductor can hold, which is grounded. Okay, so capacitance of any grounded conductor or grounded capacitor is infinity. Understand? Now we will do one numerical related to that energy formula. So this is the numerical. The potential difference of 100 volt is applied across the plates of capacitor of 5 microfarad. What energy has been transferred from the battery? Then how much energy is stored? Transferred from the battery. So for first question, okay, total energy transferred from the battery, that is what? That is Q into V only. So energy transferred from battery, that is the total energy, that means Q into V. Now here V is given, Q is not given, C is given, capacitance is given. Okay, so we have to replace this Q using that equation, Q equal to C into V. Okay, so replace it. In place of Q, put C into V. So C into V square. Now C equal to what? 5 microfarad means 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad into V square means 100 square joule. This is energy in SI system, that means joule. Now calculate it. This is 10 to the power minus 6 and here 10 square, then another square, 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power minus 6. So it will be 10 to the power minus 2. Okay, it will be 10 to the power minus 2. That means 0.05 joule. Okay, this is the total energy transferred from battery. Second question, energy stored. Okay, energy stored. So energy stored equal to half C V square. Okay, because we know C and V, so we will use this equation, half C V square. There are three equations. Okay, Q square by 2C, half C V square, and another one is half into Q into V. Okay, half C V square, you can put the values. There are two ways to solve this part. So half C is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 into V square means again 10 to the power, this is square, then 4. Okay, this much joule. So it will be again minus 4, no, minus 6 and 4. It will be minus 2 joule. Okay, then 5 by 2, that is 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 joule. Okay, there is another way to solve this. That is, this is the total energy transferred from the battery. Okay, then energy stored will be half of this energy. Half of the energy spent by the battery. So 0.05 by 2 joule, that means 0.025 joule. Okay, here also you will get 0.025. Okay, so this is one process, this is another process. Both the process you can use. Okay, so this is our numerical. This kind of small numerical you can get. And rest of the energy, what will happen to the rest of the energy? This is total energy spent. This much of energy is stored in the capacitor, and the rest energy, that means this minus this, that is also 0.025 joule. What will happen to that amount of energy? That amount of energy will convert into heat energy of that capacitor. Okay, it will convert into heat energy of that capacitor. Okay, clear? So this is our first part of capacitance and capacitor. Okay, in the next class we will see our next part. Okay.